welcome back. Another episode of Channel 914. I'm your host, as always, Rail Allen. And as you can see, we in a different surroundings, man. We had a little change of scenery around here. We at the Connect Gallery in Harper Court. That's in Hyde Park. If you're not from Chicago, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all from Chicago, especially if you're on the south side, we're in the Connect Gallery in Harper Court, right there in the corner, man. My man Ugly. This is art installation.
Some of the most beautiful art.
I mean, you need to really come down here and see it for yourself, man. It's gonna be up here for the entire month of February.
Shit is beautiful.
Man, it's amazing, man. It really is. The artwork is very thought-provoking. He's here. He in the background. We got a little small studio audience today with us.
You know what it made me feel like, Real?
What it make you feel like, brother?
While I've been sitting in here.
What's that?
You know, like, you ever heard them talking on the news and you hear them say shit like black on black crime?
Uh-huh.
I feel like this black on black piece.
Wow.
To let that sit in for a minute.
I'm gonna let that marinate.
I feel like this black on black piece.
That's not where I thought you was going with it. That's definitely not where I thought you was going. You know? But you went somewhere.
I went somewhere.
You went somewhere with
sure.
it, and that's the most important, man. The journey. And
For sure.
Hey, man. So we sitting there talking. I should introduce you because not everybody knows who I am.
Okay.
Anybody's been watching this shit, rather. Mm-hmm. But everybody doesn't know who you are.
Okay.
A lot of people do.
Okay.
International Larro.
Okay. I like the intro.
The artist formerly known as Camaro Larro.
International Larro. You know what I'm saying? Passport is my sport.
Passport sport.
You know what I'm saying?
My man is, as you can see, a very, very fashionable brother.
Yeah.
Man, but it's not just for the wear, man. Like, he does this. This is his life. This is what he do, man. He's good at it.
This shit is really in me. It ain't on me for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that, you know, I go to sleep with, I wake up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I eat, sleep, breathe this shit. You know
you just wake up and piss excellence.
You hear me?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Right off the top.
Right off the top.
Yeah, man. So, like, do you feel like, in all seriousness, man, like, your love and your passion for fashion, like, do you feel like something that's you were born with, or was it something that was fostered over time, and something like lead you that way? Like, where did it start for you, man?
My journey through fashion, like, I don't really think that it was like a nigga didn't teach me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My early influences with this fashion shit was in my household. Like, my older brother, you know, I didn't pick up a lot of things from him, but the things that I picked up from him, his sense of fashion, just, you know, little brother seeing big brother like get into like self-love and self-manicuring and, you know, seeing them iron them creases in them Jabot jeans.
The creases in the Jabot.
You know what I'm saying? Like the butter soft pellies and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just early shit, like late 80s, early 90s, Bugle Boy jean type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he was just a clean, flat nigga, so I was the little brother that was just kind of watching in the shadows, you know, adopting flavor. And really stealing sauce as a little brother. Like, soon as he leave out and bust his move, I'm damn near sneaking a shirt out the closet, like trying to plot my way to putting this shit on, going to school with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, you know, I always kind of had a love for fashion and really couldn't afford it. You know, coming from, you know, where I came from, but at the same time, you know, by me being a fashionable nigga and soaking up, you know, sauce from my older brother, I can go to motherfucking Marshalls and figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, I can go to TJ Maxx and figure it out. Like, you know, the term that when you hear balling on the budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I could get $100 from my mama and go and stretch that shit.
Yeah.
And make that shit look like something. Like, I think when you got that shit in you, you can go and grab a gas station white tee. And if this shit in you, gonna make that white tee look like $1 million outfit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in terms of like what made you want to like really pursue like actually work in that industry, you know, like where did that journey start for you?
So to be honest, it wasn't like fashion as not a lifestyle, but fashion as a what's the word I'm looking for? Fashion as a job.
Yeah.
You know, fashion as a career fell into my lap.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? One of my first fashion jobs was the Lark in the Plaza. You know, from my 80s and my 90s.
The Lark, bro. Yeah, that's a whole nother era, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P. the ever black Evergreen Plaza.
It's still open.
Yeah, it's not the same, bro. It's outside now. It's kind of like a strip mall.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just not. I was actually just over there the other day, man. Me and my kid went to Top Notch.
Yeah.
Over there, the Top Notch, the burger, the turkey burger joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, but it's not the same. But yeah, I'm sorry. R.I.P. to the Lark, man. But you brought back some memories with that, bro.
The Lark really was. The Lark was like, I would say, the Lark was like the pinnacle of fashion on the high end urban side.
On the urban fashion side, yeah, it was.
So, at the time, I'm going to Hyde Park. You know, I'm making it work on the fashion. You know what I'm saying? My mama really can't afford it, but I'm balling on the budget.
Right.
You know, whenever I can get a few cool pieces, you know, she'll break the bank to grab me little shit I wanted, but I could never really get, you know, that Coogee sweater. Or them Jabos.
Yeah.
Or them Havana Joes and shit like
man.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I knew somebody working at the Lark at the time, and they needed a stock boy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So remember, at the beginning of the story, I said that she kind of fell in my lap.
Yeah.
I always had a love for fashion, but to be, you know, to really have it as a career, that shit fell in my lap. So I was a stock boy, right, in the basement of the Lark. So my job every day when I got out of school, because this was my job as a senior, you know, when I was going to Hyde Park.
Okay.
My job in the basement every day was putting jabos on 1,000 pairs of jabot straps. I mean, putting sensors on 1,000 pair of jabot straps every day.
Every day?
Bucket of sensors this big. And I'm just in the basement, censoring. Hey, we need a 32 up here, Larro. No, matter of fact, it wasn't even Larro then. It was Lil Larry.
Larry.
Shout out to Big Yo, Lil Yo, Larnell,
Yeah.
Olivia. You know, they really gave me the game in the fashion world tour, whatever starting off. But yeah, that was my job every day. So what really happened was, you know, the Lark was known for their women.
Absolutely.
Some of the baddest in the city.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Sex sales or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that day, that it was a morning shift, I was in the basement, and Larnell was the manager at the time. You know what I'm saying? That's my man too.
Yeah.
So what happened was 3 of the early shifts called off.
Okay.
So they short on the floor. So they like, the only thing that they can do is grab Lil Larry out the basement, throw him on the floor. Now I don't know, I'm a fish out of water with this shit.
Yeah.
I know fashion, but I don't really know how to sell this shit for real. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I always kind of had a little mouthpiece. I could talk the worm out the dirt. So, you know, I get on the floor, right? My first day, but you know, they call some reserves in or whatever, right? So I end up outselling all the reserves who came in. You know what I'm saying? Smoked them. Like the replacement females, I smoked them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Larnell hit me like, man, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You ain't going back in that basement. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't going back in that basement. You're gonna be on this floor from here on out. So, you know, from there, the Lark was kind of like a machine. Like, they didn't just have you, you know, putting clothes on hangers and folding shit up, putting it on the wall. You literally had to learn your product.
Okay.
Like every week when, you know, new brands came in, like the Lark was one of the first companies in Chicago with Evisos, Red Monkeys and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they didn't just roll this new shit out. They giving you the background on this brand.
Okay, educating.
They educating you about this shit. Like, you know, it's not just, oh, well, you telling your customer, well, this some new shit right here. No. Okay, this is from such and such. This designer made this. It's been around for this long. It's made like this. This is produced here. It's only a certain amount of this. Like, you literally were educated on the shit that you were selling. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, man, it's like the Lark kind of like gave me the backbone, you know what I'm saying, and the foundation of you know, this fashion world. And, you know, from there I just you know, I've been kind of perfecting my craft.
Yeah, man. So I remember when I met you, you was at Reflections.
Yeah, so
Over almost like that was 71st and State. 71st and State, yeah.
Me, Larnell, Lays,
Yeah,
Mosaic,
big Lazy, Mosaic.
Yeah. So that was my introduction into it's fashion, but at the same time it's like another level because it was almost a downgrade from the Lark.
Right.
It was selling similar shit, but it wasn't as structured. It gave me more of a street hustle.
Yeah.
Because the Lark was kind of like, you know, we were guaranteed to make a certain amount.
Right.
You got mall traffic.
Yeah.
You know, it's more structured, the whole nine. But at Reflections, you may have to literally step outside and pull a motherfucker in about something.
We used to be outside there with y'all. We used to be helping y'all pulling people, you know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers in to get a sale because, you know, it might have been slow for the week, you know what I'm saying? And you know, you scratching for every motherfucking penny, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it just, what that did was it upped my hustle. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it showed me the ups and downs of fashion, like how ugly shit can get. Like, you know, you could be coming from a store that's making, you know, millions and millions, and they got 11 stores, and then you got this one store that's damn near finna go out of business. You know, so it's just showing you the ups and downs of this shit. You know, the ugly side of it.
Yeah, man. So now that you've kind of, you know, come of age, man, you're not little Larry no more.
No.
Definitely.
International.
Yes, international passport, Larro.
For sure.
So now you kind of trying to branch out?
Yeah.
Do your own thing?
So like I was saying with the ups and downs of this shit, I'm gonna be honest, like working for certain establishments and being behind the scenes with shit, you know, it kind of made me lose my passion for this shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just being behind the scenes and just really knowing how this shit is, just knowing the inner workings and knowing how a lot of this shit is made and where it's coming from and how it's being manufactured. And, you know, sometimes it's a manipulation factor in this fashion shit, and we, you know, sometimes we get over. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's the ugly side to this shit, but, you know, recently over the years, I've been kind of like getting my love back for this shit, and, you know, I'm ready to kind of take on, you know, my own thing. I'm trying to start my new thing with this fashion shit. You know?
So what is the new thing, man? Are we ready to like talk about it? Are you ready to like, you know, man, or is it still kind of under wraps?
So I'm 50-50 on it, right?
Okay.
I don't want to let the cat out the bag all the way, but I will talk about, you know, what I want to present, and especially me present it to Chicago because, you know, when it comes to fashion in our city, I'm going to be honest, I don't really feel like we have a fashion scene.
Don't think so? Chicago
is maybe 4th or 5th place behind other cities when it comes to fashion. You know, you got New York, you got L.A., you got even Atlanta now. I feel like Atlanta hopped in front of us when it comes to fashion.
Really?
Yeah, you know, and you know, it kind of like I say, I kind of almost lost my love for this shit because Chicago is such a following city when it comes to trends. And I'm not gonna say all trends because, you know, if you look at music right now, we made everybody drill.
I feel like Chicago definitely sets a lot of trends in certain areas. In certain areas, yeah.
But we will pick up and kind of like take from other cities and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But
I do feel like definitely when it comes to fashion, because like, you know, I just remember when I was a shorty, you know, like in the 90s, man, like New York kind of definitely dictated
it inspired
how
Chicago.
fashion. Yeah.
You seen how niggas like Nas and Jay-Z was putting this shit on, and it was like, okay, yeah.
We wanted to wear what they was wearing.
Put my Timbs on.
Exactly, yeah, we was wearing Timbs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the construction joints, niggas was wearing Yankee hats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But now fashion is so fickle because it's like everything is at your fingertips. Back in the day, regional fashion was it.
Okay.
Like regions had certain things that they would wear. when you went to L.A., you know what a L.A. nigga was wearing. You know they gonna have on they paisley print shit.
Yeah.
They gonna have on they 2-piece khaki set with
Yeah,
they
the
Chucks,
Dickies and shit.
They
Yeah,
Dickie shit.
Yeah, and the Chucks, yeah.
You know when you went to New York, they was gonna have on they Timbs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chicago niggas gonna have their Pelly shit on.
You talk about them jabos, that really down south niggas is really.
That was really New Orleans
that was a down south thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're tees, bows, and reeds.
Yeah. So nowadays, you know, fashion has kind of lost its regional thing.
Yeah.
Because social media got everything so tied in.
Everybody looking at the same thing.
Everybody's looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, the average youngster, you know, they literally want to be in Neiman's and Saks.
Absolutely.
And they all wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
And once one thing kind of go viral as far as like pick up pace and shit, everybody's gonna go and get it.
So I want to ask you something off of that. Do you feel like, especially nowadays, more people in terms of fashion wear things more so because of how much they cost?
Of course.
As opposed to like the quality of the brand.
Of course.
You know, because you ever seen what's those Astro Boy boots?
Oh, the big red boots.
Yeah, the big red boots. Yeah. I think they're called like it's spelled like funny. It's MSCHN. I think it is. Yeah, MSCHF. Mischief. Yeah, it's like I'm sure it's like pronounced mischief. It's MSCHF.
Yeah. So that's the latest viral trend.
Yeah. And people, and they look stupid, you know what I'm saying?
Of
but you see people, and it's kind of like a thing because everybody wants to be seen.
Let me stop you with that. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Go ahead.
Right now in fashion, there's no rules. A nigga be watching this podcast right now and see me with this fluffy ass fucking leather Louis hat on and be like, man, what the fuck do this nigga got going on?
Hey, where the fuck did you get that hat from, nigga?
Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton himself.
he hand delivered it to you.
He's handcrafted.
Sir Louis Vuitton himself handcrafted that motherfucking made from real leopard, nigga. They just killed that leopard 2 weeks ago.
Mixed with alpaca. You gotta block this shit.
You gotta block that shit, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? But no, it's like I just feel like fashion don't really have no rules now. Like fashion used to have rules, right?
Yeah.
Like 10, 15 years ago, maybe not even that long. You'll see a nigga look at a nigga funny style if he put on a Adidas tracksuit and put on some L1s with it.
I can't do that to this day. I cannot wear Adidas. I cannot wear Adidas anything with Nike anything.
But see, you from a different area.
Yeah.
You from a different era where there were rules attached to fashion.
Yeah, because niggas will roast you.
Niggas will talk shit about
Niggas will roast you. You come in there, it's like, how the fuck you got the motherfucking Nikes on with the Adidas tracksuit? Be like, what's wrong with you?
But nowadays you can, you know, and it was an Atlanta thing where you heard them saying, oh yeah, we mismatching designer.
Right,
my Gucci and all that type of shit.
Nah, we don't do that here.
Nah, I mean, you know, I fuck with, like I say, there's no rules. So when I see a big red boot by Mischief, you know, I don't necessarily just stray away and knock it. Yeah. You know, I do my research. I see how it's made. I see who's making it. You know, and I want to see the trajectory they gonna be on. Like, are y'all gonna slut this boot out? Is it gonna be?
I think they already are. Because I think it seems like it was like, I mean, their marketing team definitely did their job. Yeah, because they got it front and center, and obviously it's like and they're not super expensive. I think they're like $350. You know, what I mean, shit, you get Yeezys for that, but you know, but but they are, you know, they're not cheap, obviously.
That's what I'm saying, because to a single parent that got a kid that want that boot,
right? That's
a half week of work.
That could be a couple bills in the household. You know what I'm saying? That $350, but you know, and that's the thing with people. I feel like there's so much pressure, like, because everybody want to, like you say, rock designer. Yeah. Everybody want to shop. When they want to shop in Neiman's, they want to shop in Saks.
Killing each other over this shit. I was just in Neiman's a month ago shopping, and I've been shopping in Neiman's for a while.
Yeah.
I go up to the 4th floor, and they have gun-sniffing dogs on the 4th floor. Wow. They don't have drug-sniffing dogs. They have gun-sniffing dogs.
I ain't even dogs could sniff. I didn't know they could sniff guns. I didn't know dogs could sniff guns.
But you know they really sniffing for gunpowder residue. So let's just say
Yeah, but you really only gonna smell that if you just fired it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. A nigga might have just fired that motherfucker off at a dice game and shot right to Neiman.
And then went to Neiman's, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Like
shot me a nigga and then went to Neiman's.
That's how
nigga.
important this shit is to niggas, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga take a motherfucker out they glow. They'll take a nigga life to be able to have access to nothing to something that took nothing to make.
But you know what? That's not new though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean because niggas was getting changed for Jordans, for starter coats
in the middle of Evergreen Plaza parking lot.
Yeah. In the early '90s, motherfucker, take your life for a pair of Jordans.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
For a starter coat, for a fresh starter.
Yeah.
And so I mean, obviously that's kind of that's not a good thing.
No, it's not.
It's
not.
But it's not new. I think a lot of times, like when you come to stuff like that, people like to feel like things are so much.
And
it's more disorganized now, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's worse.
That's what I say when you see the ugly side and the ups and downs of this fashion shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like our culture is doing some of the nastiest things to be able to afford nothing.
Yeah.
This shit is literally nothing. If this hat that's on my head, it took them nothing to make. The average Louis bag, it takes them nothing to make, to be honest. Yeah. Jordans, like all these major brands, when they go into mass production, when it was probably a mom and pop, before it grew, it might have really been made with some of the best materials.
Right.
But when things get mass produced, most of the value come out of it.
Quality always, when the mass production kicks in, the quality always suffers.
Yeah, the value leaves.
Yeah, that's just kind of like a thing. But it is just funny to see it now, how it's so important to you really have people that are like really struggling.
Yeah.
In certain areas, you know what I'm saying? But especially we talk about with kids, man. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of pressure. And I remember when we were young, you know what I'm saying? Like people, niggas wanted AVs, niggas wanted Jordans. None of that was inexpensive.
No.
It was all pretty especially Averexes, you know? Yeah, them AVs used to cost.
Yeah.
And you wanted that, and I couldn't afford that when I was a shorty.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I had to get older and start getting my own money before I could have ever afforded that.
Your parents weren't trying to buy that shit?
Nah.
A single mom, she ain't trying to hear that shit?
Yeah. Nah, man. I mean, shit, my parents, man, I think the most, I had a pair of Dion's. Mm-hmm. I think that was the most expensive pair of shoes my mama ever bought me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had a pair of Dion's, man. We got
the shit.
Oh yeah. Got them from J.C.Penney in River Oaks.
Yeah. Oh.
J.C.Penney in River Oaks, man. I got my first pair of Dion's,
you
man.
was shopping at River Oaks. You was kind of alright. It wasn't Nigga Oaks. It wasn't Nigga Oaks at that time. It was River Oaks.
It's crazy the River Oaks is still open, B.
Yeah, but shit, it's Nigga Oaks now.
Oh my God, I haven't been inside of River Oaks. It's crazy how so when you talk about the Lark and that kind of being the pinnacle of urban fashion, a lot of that stuff existed within malls.
Yeah.
Because I mean, back in the day, man, in the late '90s, especially early 2000s, River Oaks was definitely
that was where you wanted to be.
Yeah, that was where you wanted to be, and you could do a lot of good shopping in there. You had your big chains, you had Champ Sports, you had Foot Locker.
You would actually put some shit on to go there and shop.
Yeah,
because the baddest bras from the burbs in the mall.
I remember, man, going away to college, coming back, Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Thanksgiving, the holidays, or whatever. You definitely want to go to the mall because you gonna bump into people. Yeah. Everybody back. Everybody home. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to go. So yes, and River Oaks, and Evergreen Plaza were those places, were those malls. You know what I'm saying?
I think my treat was Ford City. We never really got to River Oaks like that. But I know shooting down 79th and getting to Ford City, especially, getting out of church on a Sunday and you pull up to that Old Country Buffet.
Old Country Buffet right there.
Hey, listen, man.
Not the Old Country.
Hey, boy.
That shit used to go.
Hey.
That Old Country used to go.
Hey, listen, that's one of the reasons why a nigga fat right now, man. Getting up in that line 2-3 times.
From way back then.
What? Hell yeah.
Nah,
for sure.
you know, we used to take we had to take the 79th Street bus, man. We used to we used to walk to the 9, man, on State and take that shit all the way, all the way to yeah. You used to see, man. You used to see so much used to happen, man.
Yeah.
That's a long ride on the bus.
Well, and on the way there to Ford City, you gonna bump into the Mexicans.
Oh yeah. It was, but you know, it was a good time, man. But like, so now, they're like that mall culture is completely gone. Yeah, right. That is so.
The average 16 and 17 year, the average high schooler, they not trying to hear shit in River Oaks, Ford City, Evergreen Plaza. They ain't really trying to hear nothing about no Foot Locker, no TJ Maxx, none of that shit. Yeah. They want Saks, Neiman's, Burberry, Gucci, Yeezy. I mean, which is we not too far from Kenwood, right?
Yeah.
So you know, I'm in the nonprofit world, and you know, we got contracts, you know, not too far away from here, Hyde Park in the Kenwood area. Mm-hmm. As I'm watching the high schoolers walk through here, and they dressing how I'm dressing in high school. Like now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We was having that shit back in the day too.
Niggas did used
we was having Havana Joe's. We was having Coogee. We was having Sean John, Mark Echo. You name it, we was having. I went to Hyde Park Academy. That shit was nothing but a fashion show.
I had the FUBU. That was my thing.
FUBU was cool too.
I had the FUBU.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. FUBU was straight too. You know what I mean? But you know, it wasn't at the level that it is now.
Nah.
Like back then, if you had you a little, you know, you had you a little Foot Locker job or something, a Walgreens job, McDonald's job, and you was putting your little ones or twos together, and you'll get you a pair of Timbs, a pair of Mikes, something like that. That was cool. You was that nigga with a pair of Air Maxes. Now, you gotta have you a pair of Dior's in high school.
So you gotta have $1,000 shoes on.
And this shit
is at least $350.
Yeah, this shit is crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's just when I can't stress enough the ugly side of this fashion shit in our culture.
Yeah.
It almost kind of got us warped a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I don't see it changing. Mm-hmm. I just see it getting, you know, worser.
Worser.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess it has to at some point. Like, I mean, things change. Things are cyclical, right? Because I know I can remember, because like, you know, all the stuff that we wore, like that 90s, like, you know, for a while everybody's wearing their stuff super tight.
Yeah.
Like the baggy style is now has come back. Yeah. You know,
flare denim.
Yeah. And I do feel like there's that. I think there's like that sect of people that only want designer. You know, they only want to, like, you know, to be able to flex, to say what they bought, to say what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
but I think there is from what I see, also a sect of that generation that kind of like denies that.
No, it is.
They go like all the way against that type. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're just like all the way on the other side. Like they don't even want, even if they have the money, they don't want to spend it on that.
Yeah.
And
they want their own identity.
Yeah.
That's the part of the generation that I want to cater to with my brand.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I want the free spirit. I want the free thinker. You know, I want that kid, you know, or the buyer that they kind of had their own identity and they willing to step outside the box. Like when you look at Chicago fashion, you see a lot of colors. You see a lot of copycat.
Okay.
You know, I want more originality, and I don't want to go super logo driven. I want to go, you know, materials and textures, and you know, I want you to not just see the quality, but I want you to be able to put the quality on and feel the quality. I want you to, when you see that price tag, and it may be a steep price tag, you know.
He's forewarning you.
You know, I'm letting you know, but I'm telling you the silhouettes that I'm using. Once you feel it, once you put it on, okay, I understand why this costs that.
Okay.
Some things that I buy, I look at it and I say, why does this cost that?
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't feel it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm big on that. I'm big on the way, you know, my seams, you know, hit my shoulders. I'm big on, certain specs, the specs of a sweater, the cut of the sweater, like, and I'm big on, you know, I don't want it. I don't want to see the next person and what I have on. So, I kind of piece shop, just to ensure that, like, I'm not big on let me get the mannequin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I may have a piece in my closet for a year and see some shit down the line, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's gonna work. Now we got something. I can put this with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just to ensure when I go out and which is not often, especially in the city, but when I actually come from up under my rock, I want to make sure I'm not looking like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Be an individual.
I want to sell you individuality. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my biggest things, and I wanna sell you some affordable luxury.
Affordable luxury.
Yeah,
that's a bit of an oxymoron.
So that's kind of what Kanye wanted to do.
Okay,
but the resellers kind of like bottled that.
Yeah, and so that resale market definitely that secondary market has priced a lot of people out of certain things, or you end up having to pay. Because that's the thing. A lot of times, especially when like hot ticket items, like the things are of limited quality that a lot of people want. Yeah. Like once they come out and it's just like there's a drop, and then people buy it up,
it's gone.
and then they mark up the price by like 30%, 40%, 50%. You know what I mean? And that secondary resale market has really kind of like upped the ante in terms of what people can afford.
It creates exclusivity.
Yeah, it does.
To the item. But at the same time, it's like, to the regular customer, it's almost making you do some ugly things to be able to afford this shit.
You gotta make some decisions.
You have to make some decisions, and to the youth, whoever tuning in, I want y'all to, I really want y'all to make the right decisions, man, before y'all crash out with trying to keep up with this designer shit. All of us want to get fly, but it's a certain way to do it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
So I want to ask you, man, do you feel like there are any brands, you don't have to like, disparage anybody or anything, but like, any brands or anything like that where you feel like, it's like we talk about that are overpriced and just kind of like, overhyped, like you don't really understand like what is like, whether you don't feel like there really is no quality behind it. There's just a hefty price tag.
Yeah, so, it's a lot of brands in the city and outside of the city. One brand that I feel like that's really done the groundwork in the city for sure. And they don't get enough credit. And they like, I want to say, this particular brand is like one of the founding fathers, leaders.
Oh, absolutely.
And I want to say a name too, because I don't feel like he gets enough credit for being a creator of leaders. One of the creators, Corey. I often bump into Corey from Leaders, and I want to sit down and interview him one day, because to me he like the godfather of this shit.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't have Gravies or Icons or Fashion Geeks if it wasn't for Corey and Leaders.
Absolutely. I mean, it's funny. We're sitting here in Harper's Court right now. The original was right around the corner. Yeah.
Right down the street.
Like we're sitting where that parking lot used to be.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Leaders, like Tony Sports.
Yeah. Remember when the actual Harper's Court, when Harper didn't go all the way through, you had Dr. Wax over here. You had Calypso. You had the checkerboard.
Yeah, it's so much history.
Yeah. And he started that there, and to what it's grown to, man, and what it is.
What's the iconic numbers? 1354.
1354.
Yeah, that shit is iconic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always tell him when I see him, I don't feel like he get enough credit. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I 100% agree with that. He doesn't.
I don't know if you want me to say this, but he'll rebuttal. Whenever I speak up and try to take my flowers, they'll call me a hater. But I tell him, man, you got to take it sometime, bro, because you deserve it.
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, before before the Chinese came in, before the Arab came in, you know what I'm saying, all the way and kind of oversaturated the culture.
Yeah, the
and
urban.
No disrespect to other races. I got Arab partners, homeboys that I love.
Right.
But before they stepped in, Corey was one of the originators.
Absolutely.
You know, in bringing high-end fashion to the city.
Yeah.
And creating his own fashion for and in the city. You know, like, he don't get enough credit. I take my hat out to him.
Yeah, and just like being even like a tastemaker, man, in terms of like what people like what people were wearing, man. I got a lot of like, you know, like graphic tees, like or like when they first opened, you know what I'm saying? Like I got like LRG jackets out of there.
Yeah, fly shit.
Yeah, very fly. Everything in there was fly.
It wasn't him like a lot of times, you know, for people who be behind, they worry about taking the risk.
Yeah.
Corey was the one to set the tone. He not letting you walk in and you tell him what you want. He's telling you what it is and what you should have on.
Yeah.
Basically, like, you know, he's setting the trend.
Yeah, I remember because he didn't used to have like large quantities of specific shirts.
Yeah.
You know,
it was always boutique set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From the beginning, it was never you know, kind of like the big machine kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. He ended up with multiple stores.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In different places in Chicago, but it was never the big machine look. You know what I'm saying? It was always, you know, small, boutique-ish, elegant, you know, tight capsules.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he did it the right way.
Yeah, and still over there in the West Loop to this day.
No, to this
Actually,
day.
I got these shoes right here. I purchased from Leaders.
Plug, Leaders.
Yeah. Always, man. You know what I'm saying? I get the fitteds have become a big thing there too. I ain't got a few fitteds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Diego.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he a godfather in this shit too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And kept it going in another generation. Shout out to Sweats by Stu. That's his daughter. She doing her thing too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, one of my pet peeves with this designer shit in the city is like, you know, we get too comfortable into like this copycat thing, and even down to the silhouettes that they use, and like, you know, I don't want to see, you know, 2, 3, 4 brands using the same silhouette, and then, you know, it's a markup on each one. Like, you know, one brand got the same silhouette with a different logo. He's selling his for $50 and he's selling his for $150, but the quality is the same. The only thing that's different is the logo. And then you look in the back of the sweater, you know, and you got your brand on the front of the sweater, but you got the silhouette tag, you know, who manufactured the sweater.
Yeah, the manufacturer tag on
like,
it.
Still in the back. Like, come on, man. Like it's been brands that's been able to get away with that shit for so long, but at the end of the day, I'm telling y'all now, I'm coming with a quality that's gonna make niggas have to step their game up.
Set the bar in, man. Set the bar in.
The shit that I'm using, you know, the silhouettes that I'm coming with is astronomical. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not just screen printing on T-shirts. I'm not just screen printing on hoodies. Like, I'm really presenting some cut and sew shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to say I'm almost giving you couture, but you know, it's gonna be ready to wear. But I want to give you a couture feel, like it's made just for you. Like, you came to me and I took your specs and I built this shit for you. You know what I'm saying?
So what's your inspiration, man? Like, what really kind of made you finally say, you know what, I'm gonna try to like develop my own thing instead of like, you know, being involved and like obviously being able to sell other things and like, you know, like be able to like real deep into fashion, be able to like to find like things that really fit your style, not necessarily because it's popular, because of a name brand, because of like the quality, right?
So to be honest, people always bumping to me and ask me like, man, Larro, why you ain't did your own thing? Why you open up a store? Why you ain't started your own brand? Whoop-de-whoop. And I was involved, with a couple homies of mine, with a brand that did pretty well in the city over the last couple years, and I saw the type of love that I put into them, and as I'm seeing it take off, I'm looking at myself like the only reason that you haven't started your own is because you waiting on perfection. But at the same time, I have to tell myself that perfection is related to procrastination.
Perfection is related to procrastination.
See what I'm saying? While you waiting on perfection, you really procrastinate. You'll never be perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't be. It's impossible.
It's impossible to be perfect. Yeah. So let's just get it going. So those simple thoughts have been my inspiration lately. And as far as like designers, I'm not really pulling from the city. It is some dope designers in the city. Like, I love Gravy, Corey. What he doing for Gravy, he a whole different Corey.
Yeah, right.
Corey Demond.
Yeah.
And then, I always love what Sir and Madam did. They were, they used to be in Hyde Park.
Yeah, so right here.
It's a few brands that do what they do. That's doing their thing in the city. But for the most part, I don't try to really pull from the city. I'm trying to pull from, if I do pull, I want to pull from high end.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If I do need to, I'm not even going to say copy, but if I'm inspired, which everybody is inspired.
Yeah, everybody pulls inspiration from somewhere.
Everybody is pulling inspiration from somewhere. So, if I'm a pull, I'm pulling from, different regions, different countries. That's why I travel the way I do, because, when I go to these different places and see how they dress, see how the cultures rock, see why they talk, how they talk, and walk how they walk. I'm pulling inspiration from different places, Thailand, Jamaica, like all these places.
So out of all the places you've been, where do you feel like has inspired you the most? Like, and do you feel like that's the most fly place, or is that just a place that inspired you in a different way, or are they one and the same? Would they be like different?
So what I've noticed, honestly though, some of the countries that I've went to have truly lost their identity.
Expound on that.
And I'm not even gonna say country, right? But just say like Hawaiian culture.
Oh yeah.
You go to Hawaii, they don't have their own culture anymore. Yeah, when you go down there, you see more, I think Japanese. Then you see, Hawaiian people.
Yeah, that's kind of the case with a lot of the Americas, right?
Yeah.
Like the native peoples have been replaced by others.
Yeah.
That's kind of been the case. I've never been to Hawaii. I have heard. You're not the first person to say something like that.
So you will go to their downtown area and it look like Magmal.
Yeah.
It's literally hard to find culture when you go there. But like Thailand, it was some dope culture. This year I got Tokyo.
Okay.
On my radar. Barbados was amazing as far as the culture goes. The food, the liquor. There's a couple places I went where it was the culture was it was real dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the last place you went?
Last place I went was Aruba. And even Aruba, like they don't really have their own culture. Like when I got there, they was like, I guess you can call us Arubians. You know what I'm saying?
Arubians.
But like, so they're like a melting pot when it comes to the different cultures. Like I want to say they have what's the main?
I've never been to Aruba, so I have absolutely no idea. I can Google facts about Aruba right quick.
And I hope I ain't getting this wrong, because you might have to fact check it, but
I might have I'll fact check it.
I want to say it was one of their main languages Polish.
Polish?
I might be. I don't
Okay,
know.
all right, we go. We
can
go.
fact check.
We gonna
'Cause
fact
Rel
check.
be
that.
getting on my ass about these facts.
I mean, you can't just be out there putting reckless facts out there, man.
Cannot do that.
What is the main language in Aruba?
Might not be Polish.
I would be shocked if it is Polish. Hold on.
Fact check me. Get it right.
Dutch.
Dutch.
It's Dutch.
Dutch.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Dutch.
That makes way more sense.
Sorry, Aruba. Sorry, but yeah, Dutch. That's
honest mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was, but it's a few other. It was a few other languages that they spoke out there too, but the main one is Dutch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I want to say they were colonized by the Dutch.
I mean, yeah. That would be why.
Yeah.
That would be why. The same reason, a lot of people. That's why, people speak French in Haiti.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were colonized there. Even though, shout out to the Haitians who were able to liberate themselves.
It was interesting being in Barbados. God rest the Queen. Right after she passed, and I'm not talking about the real Queen Bee. I'm talking about the Queen who passed away in England.
Oh, you talking about Queen Elizabeth?
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was crazy because when I was in Barbados, they was celebrating.
Yeah.
Everybody around the world mourning.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
You know what I'm saying? And they down here celebrating. I'm like, God.
I mean,
damn.
but you can understand, from their perspective, this
course.
is the face of the monarchy that has had their foot on our neck.
Fist.
Yeah, there's had their foot on our neck for the however many hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so you understand it's just some people see that as disrespectful, but I guess it all depends on your point of view.
Exactly.
Yeah, not at all.
It's all about your perspective.
Yeah. And your perception is your reality and what you see, and that is based on your experience. And their experience with that would you say, less than favorable. Exactly. So you can understand why they would celebrate. Of course. Yeah. I mean, and but that is kind of the interesting thing when you are able to travel. Mm-hmm. And you really are able to see. I mean, I feel like everywhere. I mean, there are some of the same things everywhere, and I feel like you said with social media and American influence, because American influence is everywhere in every culture. Of course. And just what we've done with mass media, and and then turning it into social media. And like you said, everybody's looking at the same thing. Yeah. Right? So you're going to see similarities everywhere. But I feel like when I travel to different cities in the country, there are little nuances to things. And even of if they're wearing the same things, the way they may wear them, and especially when it comes to food and things like that. People, so they, I understand what you say with a lot of people they don't have.
So those nuances that you're talking about, I would say we call white ones, we call Air Force Ones white ones.
Yeah, they're ones.
Or we call them now, this generation call them G-Fazos. You know what I'm saying? When you go to L.A., I think they call them forces.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we all essentially looking the same and wearing the same thing, but like you say, those nuances, those are the things that's kind of different and what separate us,
Yeah, and that's obviously, I mean, that's a part of what forms culture.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
So, in terms of culture, man, and things that have shifted, podcasting has become a big thing in our culture right now. You see what we're doing here now.
Of course.
Sitting here recording. But you were kind of on the front end of that, man.
No, I was early with it. Keep that same energy podcast.
Yeah.
I was birthed 2018, 2019, right before the pandemic. Yeah.
I want to say it might have been 2018.
2018, right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And, we had the ball rolling, and we were kind of derailed by the pandemic, but. One of my goals for 2023 is to get with the only producer that's producing the producers. Rel the producer.
You just said producer so many times right there.
on my camera.
You just said you said producer 8 times back to back.
You know, but yeah, that's one of my goals, man, for 2023 to get back on the ball with this podcast thing because, I think our culture, especially South Side of Chicago culture, we have a thing about us that people outside of this city, they love.
Oh yeah,
they love, and it's magnetic.
It is. It absolutely. And you see it when you travel to other places, like other cities, and you tell people that you're from Chicago. Yeah, there's an automatic kind of like a respect. That comes with that. And like they just kind of like an instant cool, like, oh yeah, you from Chicago. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it really is, man. And but in terms of like, when you were talking about that earlier, man, I don't think people really look at that us that way when it comes to fashion.
No, we're not. I mean, when you think about it, you think Kanye when you think of the city, but he didn't transcended Chicago so crazy. Like, I think he really broke away from the city, years ago.
Yeah, Kanye is like his own entity.
Exactly. He on an island by himself.
Yeah. He still reps Chicago, but he's still obviously one of Chicago's favorite sons. Exactly. But Kanye is like an island unto himself, where he kind of needs to be by himself and do crazy shit. Yeah.
So we don't really have, like a thing for real, like of our own.
So when you do, if you like get back into this podcasting space, man, do you feel like the fashion is going to be a part of that?
Of course, of course. I want to intertwine everything: the culture, the music, the fashion, the lifestyle. I really want to visually and what you're listening to, what you're looking at when it's coming from me. I really want to give you lifestyle.
Full
immersive lifestyle. Like, I want you to, with what I'm trying to brand, I want you to be able to go to sleep to it and be able to wake up to it. When you get out the bed, I want you to grab your light off the nightstand, and I want my brand to be on it.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just get it everywhere.
Everywhere, everything.
Designer lighters.
I mean, kind of like I say, Supreme is inspirational.
It is, and their branding that it's crazy what, like, because it's like when you these things that have these marks that are so recognizable, like that Supreme label. Yeah, is just and it's like it immediately, like when you see Supreme on something, it immediately like ups the ante for whatever it is.
It could be a spoon.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's Supreme on it, it's something to it.
Oh yeah. You didn't pay a lot of money for that spoon.
You hear me? What I'm saying?
That's an expensive ass spoon. Now you rich as fuck. You got Supreme spoons in here.
You know what I'm saying? But it's all about how you brand yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't slut your brand out in whatever you do, whatever your brand is, and you keep it tight, you keep it exclusive, you can literally brand anything. If I made sure my brand stayed exclusive, I could slap my logo on that jar in your hand and it'll sell. That's what makes the Kardashians so valuable. They have literally perfected branding their last name to the point where they can put what's her name?
To my Black China?
Not Black China. Travis Scott girl. His baby mama.
Oh, you talking about
not Kylie?
The youngest
Jenner.
one.
Kylie.
It is Kylie Jenner, ain't it? Yeah, Kylie Jenner. Yeah.
Kylie can fucking put her name on some fucking lip gloss and now she a billionaire.
Yeah, it's wild.
But it's just because of the Kardashian umbrella. They well branded.
Yeah.
And that's what I really want to. I'm not trying to rush what I want to sell my customer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to perfect the brand that I'm trying to present, and I want to be able to sell you lifestyle.
Yeah, man. So, like, in terms of, like, you mentioned, like, obviously, talk about leaders with Corey. But, so you've been in this Chicago fashion for a long time, man. Mm-hmm. So, like, what do you have, like, a hierarchy, you know, like favorite brands, like people that you rock with, people that you don't feel like have gotten their flowers. You know what I'm saying? That you feel like you really should.
So I came up with them, and they kind of on the urban end. I really like Rich King.
Okay.
Rich King is dope. Like I said, Gravy is dope. Sarah Madam is dope. Leaders is dope. Oh yeah, my guys over. They, you know, they're what they give you. They give you more simplicity. This brand, but it's quality, and I get them that. Like the things that I bought from them. I've had these pieces for some years now, and it lasted. Pillars.
Yeah.
Shout out
I like
to my
it.
boy Mike at Pillars. He doing his thing.
They got a shop right by Leaders on Madison and West Loop. Yeah.
It's been out for a minute.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. I do like Pillars. Yeah. They have a good.
It's simple, but
very
it
simple.
Works, and it fits good. It feels good. It's
yeah,
quality.
and the colorways that they have. You know what I'm saying? The way they do it with the all solid kind of one.
When I say not slutting the brand out, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. They're well branded. When you got a brand that, when you walk into different stores all over the city and you don't see it in there, you're not slutting your brand out. Yeah. They branded themselves well, and they kept their brand under their umbrella. Yeah. You can only go to Pillars to get Pillars.
Yeah.
You can't go to JB's to get Pillars.
Right.
You can't go to Dressed and Pressed to get Pillars.
Right.
You can't go to the shop to get Pillars. You have to go to Pillars to get Pillars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that you know that's really important. Like, you know, brand and the quality of what you're selling is like number one, and I want to take my hat off to Pillars for doing that. Mike at Pillars, you're doing your thing.
Yeah, man.
I know it's a few of them, so I don't want to discredit them as well. But I know Mike doing your thing.
Yeah, man. They've been. You know, I've been in there before, man. Like, just even the feel, when you talk about like the feel of the fabric and everything, like it definitely feels. And it's also it's not crazy expensive or anything like that. Yeah,
it's affordable.
Yeah. They not trying to hit you over the head for real. Yeah. You know. So I definitely appreciate them to that, man. Shout out to Pillars.
No, of course.
Do you ever feel like you eventually want to do brick and mortar? Is that something, or do you feel like you want to kind of stay?
Yeah. So when I start,
you need some help over there, G? Hold on.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Let me see. I got you, man.
Real, the producer, doing his thing. Yeah. Okay. So when I start off, not really trying to come out the trunk with it, like other brands started out, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to do e-commerce.
Okay.
And like I said, I want to keep it tight. You know, when I deliver certain capsules, I don't want to oversaturate what I'm doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get a buyer that luxury feel, and like, I feel comfortable when I'm buying things and I know, okay, it was only 6 of these produced.
Yeah. And when you talk about exclusivity,
that's a good feeling.
And it's also like, you're not gonna go somewhere and like it's a low probability of you going somewhere and somebody having on the same thing as you.
And if you created 6 to 12, if I know that you're a certain kind of brand and only certain type of niggas gonna have this on, I would rather the right nigga have it on than the wrong nigga have it on that's gonna wear it silly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I bump into the right nigga with this shit on, guess what I'm gonna do? Take my hat off to you. Okay, fool, I see you.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, and then more than likely me and Bro can build off that shit, and we might develop a relationship because we got on the same type of shoes that was hard to get. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's good fashion.
Yeah. It's funny, we talked about leaders early. You just made me think about when you talking about like, that exclusivity, the low chance of people seeing somebody with the same thing on. A brand that from a while ago, man, that had like a good run and just kind of like fell off the face of the earth for real, was those Mesquines.
Oh man,
the hand painted joint. So
they was out of like Philly, I think.
I'm not sure where they were out of, but I got my first Mesquite
Yeah.
from Leaders
Yeah.
right here on 53rd
Yep.
Street, man. And I had no idea what they were, what they were.
Yeah.
And I just remember
I
going
want to
in
say
there.
it's like it was like a Muslim term.
Yeah.
Mesquite.
And it was, but they were hand painted at first. Like those first ones, they were
Yeah.
hand painted.
Yeah.
And so they were one of ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you weren't. So there was like nowhere. So I never went anywhere else. You may have seen somebody else with another one. But for a long time.
One that you had.
And I would only. I mean, I kept that shirt for so long.
Yeah.
Like for some
But
years.
see, that's the nostalgia of good branding.
Yeah, and good quality. Yeah.
Good quality.
Yeah.
Like even if you got that shirt right now, you can pull it out the closet and you get that nostalgic feeling like, goodness gracious, you damn near might remember where you had it on, where you where you wore it to, who you were with, what was playing, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's the feeling that I want my customer to get when they wear my shit, and I want them to be able to create memories in my shit. Because one thing, or one of my partners, Lays, he always used to tell me, looking good is feeling good.
Absolutely.
So when you go and you make that purchase and you feel like it's the right purchase, and you get that fresh cut and you spray your favorite cologne on, and you done showered up and you done got your car washed and shit.
Yeah, everything that fell in line, man. And you just feel like you got to go places, man. Like you got to be seen.
And
you know what I'm saying?
might wear it the next day because they got to see this shit if they missed it the day before. They got to see this shit. You know what I'm
Like you feel like, yeah, I ain't going no places yesterday. Like this, I got
your drawers and your boxes and your socks and shit, but I got to run this back because they got to see this.
They got to see this, man. They got to get this fashion, man.
They got to get this shit, man. If you got that right shit on and you know it's, you know what I'm saying, it's one of them ones, they got to see this shit for sure. Yeah,
I mean, I definitely feel like, especially when you record. So, I'm on here all the time.
Yeah.
So, and so I be feeling like, I got to like, man, dude, I wore this hoodie before. Can I wear it again? You know what I'm saying? Just like, man, fuck that shit.
Run it back.
Yeah, I'm wearing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, man, maybe one day when I get rich, I can, you know what I'm saying? Y'all keep watching my shit. I don't have to wear the same hoodie over again. But you know what I'm saying? But for right now, nigga, you gonna get this hoodie as many times as possible.
You may be known for wearing certain pieces multiple times, and to a point, you may end up creating a character of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say every time I record, I had these glasses on.
Are you gonna get known for
Harry Carey? What do you think about when you see Harry Carey?
The big ass glasses. That and being drunk.
You know what I'm saying?
Harry Carey used to be fucked up.
In them big ass glasses.
In them big ass, but he definitely is. Those big ass glasses are iconic. Yeah, those are prescriptions though. He needed those to see. I'm wondering, can you see in the motherfuckers? It's like reflect.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Hey, those glasses are fly as fuck though.
They fly as hell.
Yeah, iconic. I couldn't pull that off.
No, but it may be something that you wearing on the regular on this podcast.
Yeah.
That becomes iconic.
Yeah.
And synonymous to what you're doing every episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing. I'm gonna have to.
So you might want to pick one standout piece that you keep on you, or that you known for that kind of separates you or set you aside from other podcasts.
Hey man, but you know what, man? Like for me, I just really like to be comfortable.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like now that I'm old, like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really just I like to wear hoodies because they're comfortable. Yeah. This hoodie is nice and soft.
I'm gonna be honest.
It feels good on my skin.
Fashion and high-end fashion is some of the most uncomfortable shit you can put on.
Is that outfit you have on right now? Are you comfortable?
Man, this hat's so hot on my head. I know this motherfucker gonna smell like pussy when I take it off. And this is real authentic Louis Vuitton. But this bitch so hot I got on my head.
Sir, I'm wondering, nigga. If I had that shit on, I would be sweating profusely. I don't understand like how you are not sweating right now. Like we got these lights on in here and shit.
I'm a cool nigga, bro.
You are, man.
I'm vetted in this shit. I'm a veteran with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't get hot, nigga. No matter what it is, nigga.
No. What's the nigga? What's the Duseki nigga? You know what I'm saying?
The most interesting man in the world. You know what's crazy? It reminds me of that story Bun B told us. I forgot what he was on, but he was talking about that Big Pimpin' video shoot with Pimp C.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that knows me. You know what I'm saying? No, I hold Pimp C in the highest regard.
Oh no, he a ill nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of the greatest, especially probably for me, the greatest combination of rapper and producer. There's nobody really above Pimp C. You might have some people right there in the line with him, like nigga, Pimp. On the beats and the rhymes, like together, and Pimp had his own style, man. There was never anybody like him, and there's never been anybody like before him, and there was never anybody like him since.
Yeah, no doubt.
But he told that story about when they were they had to do the Big Pimpin' video shoot, and Pimp didn't want to go.
Right. Yeah, I remember him saying
he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
So they shot. I want to say, where did they shoot? Well, part of it is Barbados, but they did something in Miami.
Yeah, and so, I think they had to get.
I think like Too Short or somebody had to drive him. Somebody like they had to drive from Atlanta.
Car to him though. I think that.
I think like I could be wrong. You know, so but I think Too Short went and picked Pimp C up in Atlanta and drove him to Florida.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if you remember in that video, nigga, in Miami on a boat. And Pimp C had on the motherfucking full length motherfucking fur on. With the fur hat on. You know what I'm saying?
On,
and he said Jay-Z asked, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, you're not gonna be hot. This nigga Pimp said, TV ain't got no temperature.
Hey, my God.
R.I.P. Pimp C, man.
Hey, you hear me?
Only motherfucker can say that. And you with that hat, nigga, you embody that shit right now, nigga. TV ain't got no temperature. Larro don't get hot. You put that on the shirt, nigga. Larro don't get hot.
Shout out to my dog Pimp C, man. Rest in peace. You hear me?
Yeah, man. They don't make him like that no more, man.
That was another nigga that could talk the worm out the dirt. You hear me? And that's where you pull real inspiration from.
Yeah.
Like he was just an individual, a standout. You know what I'm saying? You could tell him, you could point him out in a room full of a million niggas.
Yeah. It's crazy, you know, just to pivot a little bit, man. I want to get you a take on some popular culture things, man, before we get out of here. So a segue into that, you know, Pimp C being down there from Texas, Port Arthur to be exact, you know, and there's been a lot of stuff circulating around Texas in that same area, you know, Rap-A-Lot, that whole family with, you know, Jay Prince.
Of course.
And the things that have been going on with that when they're talking about the situation with Offset. And just a real unfortunate thing that happened. Everybody knows what happened a few months ago. We don't have to go into detail about that.
Rest in peace, Takeoff.
Yeah, rest in peace, Takeoff, man. I'll say Offset. I'm sorry, but the situation, it was involving Offset, and
Quavo.
And Offset and James Prince.
Yeah, Jazz Prince.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's really been kind of, for me, I just want to get your opinion on it, man, because for me, it's really kind of been disappointing, man, especially from somebody like, is really supposed to be one of our OGs, you know?
So I think one of the biggest disappointments in that is, like, I mean, you hit it on the head. That man, 58 years old. He talking to a nigga that's half his age, you know, sending internet threats. And my thing is, you called that Jay Prince called out Offset about his flag, and you know tried to paint a picture that he perpetrating, you know, that gangster flag, that growth and development flag he under.
Yeah.
But at the same time, gangsters don't dry snitch on the internet. That's dry snitching to me. If that man kept it in the streets with whatever conversation he had.
Exactly.
Whatever threat he had to you over some shit that y'all had going on with his brother that ultimately killed his brother.
I mean,
you keep that in the streets.
And I feel like it's just kind of crazy. Exactly. And I just feel like it's kind of crazy for them to be speaking on that in such a public forum.
On a podcast. And for them for U.G.L.Y
to have that happen.
To let them get that shit off. Like,
yeah.
Nah, that episode would have stayed in the vaults. I don't care how powerful your family is.
Yeah.
We ain't release it. Either get this edited out, or I'm pulling the whole episode, because you're not going to me, you have this whole John Gotti air about yourself. Man, you just killed that whole.
Yeah,
killed that whole air when you.
That wasn't gangster at all.
That wasn't
Joe.
gangster.
That wasn't gangster at all.
That wasn't gangster.
You know, and like I said, it's really, you know, because I grew up, you know, listening to rap a lot, man. Like that whole label, man. Because you know, like my brother was real big on like rap a lot, swap. That's why I love like man, motherfucking like Scarface.
Yeah.
Man, and like the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
Shit, I was just listening to fucking Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? That I'm Serious album.
Shit was ghetto poetry. Them niggas was painting pictures, creating movies.
You know what I'm saying? And it's really so like to see where it's come now. It feels like, man, so many people are just so obsessed with being famous. You know, because like, you know, for so long.
This shit right here, y'all.
Yeah, it's a hell of a drug, man. It's a hell of a drug.
This shit deadly, man.
Yeah, and
a nigga get in front of this motherfucker and do some of the dumbest shit on the planet.
And you feel like, you know, because he was so he's been so behind the scenes for so long. It's like now, like people are like he's become now that he has his presence online. And people know his face. People know who he is. You know, and I always knew Jay Prince. You know what I'm saying? Because he used to. Because I've been a boxing fan for a long time. He was a big boxing promoter.
That's what created that mystique about him. You know him, but you wasn't really hearing him get real mouthy.
Exactly. He was just always a play in the background. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so for him to be kind of like, you know, and obviously his son is involved too. And just to see what that's kind of evolved to, man, it really kind of.
Now, as a father, I didn't mean to cut you off. As a father, I want to always be loyal to my kid.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, it's lanes.
100%.
At the end of the day, all you got to do is make sure your son don't put his foot in your mouth. Don't put his foot in his mouth. And then you play the Mufasa role. You stay in your lane. You the king of the jungle. Act like the king of the jungle, man. You coming down playing with the monkeys and shit.
Yeah, man. It's really been kind of, and it's like almost like, man, because like Takeoff body really ain't even cold in the ground, man.
And you know this.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, this stuff really like just happened, man. And Offset and Quavo are still very much mourning.
And you being a gangster, and I'm pretty sure Jay Princeton lost motherfuckers, you should already know how this nigga gonna feel about the way his brother died, and his brother was in y'all hands.
He was with y'all.
Like naturally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna want to go and smoke the whole family because he was with y'all.
Everybody that was out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like you, I mean, and like. So for them to be speaking on it so publicly, man, in this way so soon,
man, you spitting in their face, you spitting in his mama face, you spitting in his family face.
Yeah,
this shit just really disrespectful, man. There's no room for that.
But it's really just because, like you say, when you're going back and forth on the internet, you know, and I just really hate this time that we're in, and like you know, and Offset and Quavo are young. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they still in their 20s.
So you would expect it.
You would expect something like that from them, but not from a man in his 50s, man.
Nah,
you know, and when you talk about people like Jay Prince and even like U.G.L.Y and Wallow, the things that they talk about they're supposed to be leading by example and giving the younger kids the game, the younger men the game, so they don't necessarily make the same mistakes or fall in the same pitfalls. You know, you're supposed to make them better. The next generation is always supposed to come up because we're supposed to benefit from the knowledge from the previous generation.
Of course.
Right? So when you just see, like what you would say, an elder, man, an OG, engaging in stuff like that, man, you
it's
know.
Corny.
It really just comes across as like...
It's out of Jay Prince. For the last couple of years, Jay Prince been really jumping at his character.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that has to do with, man, just wanting to be famous.
Yeah, for sure.
That getting that taste of fame and being out there and people just not really being able to get enough of it. And you can see that even somebody like Jay Prince can fall victim to it. You know what I mean?
Maybe you're going through a midlife. Trying to get it.
Yeah, he got, you can tell, man, you know what I'm saying? Your hair ain't that black, nigga. You got that just for men. You know what I'm saying?
He got that light spot up there.
Oh, yeah. It was thin, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got that, man. You know, he
got on 6 chains. Come on, man. You looking silly,
You
bro.
know he got to spray some shit, a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He's on a lot of product and everything to create this optical illusion.
He going Beijing crazy up there, man. Just let that thing go.
Man, G.
Let that thing go.
Hey, man, you know, everybody don't look good bald, man. You know, I know people be afraid. It took, you know, like, I mean, I've been bald for a long time.
No,
but,
sure.
you know, for a second, I used to, for a little minute, man, I used to rock, like, just a real low.
Yeah.
All the way around, you know what I'm saying? I have to always get, but, you know, let my hair grow a few days, you're going to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that Charlemagne going to pop out.
Bro, I honestly, and this is like way off the subject, but I'll never forget the day I decided I was going to cut it off. I was in the elevator in my job.
Yeah.
And, you know, the elevator got mirrors all around. And I realized most of the time when I get in the elevator, there's like a lot of people on there. You know, so it was a big building. But this day I was on the elevator by myself.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there and I'm looking, and you know, since it's mirrors all around, I can see the back of my head, right? And I never really paid attention. But I sit there and look, and it was like, bro, there was nothing grows here. I just saw it. It was like in this whole area right here, bro. It's just like it's completely.
What age you was?
I was in my 30s. I was in my 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was completely bald right here, bro. And I saw that, I was like, damn, my shit look like that.
That's crazy.
And man, and I went a few days later, I was in the barbershop like, hey Joe,
knock it off.
just go ahead and do it, man. I had to take the plunge, man. It was over.
Yeah. I mean, me being 37.
Yeah.
Still having the full lining, and I ain't bald in the back. You know, I take my hat out to my mom and my daddy. I buried my father last year. He was in that casket with a full head of hair.
R.I.P.
You know what I'm
full
saying?
head.
You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. You know,
man.
You know, I'm a fat nigga, but I got a full head of hair. I'm 5'9", but I got a full head of hair. You know?
I'm 6'2" and I'm bald as fuck. Niggas can't have everything,
Can't
man.
have everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Watch
Imagine me, man, tall, brolic, with a full head of luxurious hair. It wouldn't be fair, B. With this full beard.
I ain't gonna lie. I'll damn near take the bald head for a 6-pack.
I don't have a 6-pack. I do not have one of those.
If I could be 6'3", 6'2" with a 6-pack, ball my shit out. Knock my shit out. Grab the clippers.
Like, if it was a genie like that came in right now, it'd be some shit where you don't just get a wish, you gotta trade something like, hey bro, make me 6'3",
6-pack
with 6-pack abs, and you can have my hair.
Yeah.
And you gone, no questions asked.
No, for sure.
Yeah. You know what? It's crazy because I don't miss.
I keep a hat on, G. Yeah. Right now, you can't tell if I got nothing up on there.
This is fact.
I keep a hat on, G.
This is fact.
I got a head full of hair and keep a hat on.
And which is even more amazing that you're still not sweating. Full head of fucking hair, thick ass cheetah hat on. You know what I'm saying?
Reflect the Louis on my face.
Right.
Making
you know
my shit even hotter.
Yeah.
Up under the light.
Up under the lights, and you still just cool as a cucumber, man.
I'm cooler than
not a bead, nigga. There's not a bead of sweat. You're not glistening or nothing. It's fucking amazing. I'm astonished.
I've always been one of the coolest fat niggas in the room. I really make fat niggas look good, G. All my life. Yeah. I'm the nigga that's gonna come in the room and the other fat niggas see me.
It's inspiration.
I'm gonna make them niggas poke their chest out. Oh damn!
Yeah, man, he doing it for all of us.
Oh, he did that. All right, fuck it. Well, next time I go shopping, I'm gonna try to pull that off too.
Yeah, you can do it, man. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, man, rock that shit proudly, man. That's really all it's about, man. Whatever it is, whatever you are, man.
Put your spin on it.
Yeah, man, and just being happy with being okay with looking in the mirror, and there's also the fact that if there are things that you don't like about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's our self-Lord and Master, man. You control you.
Of course.
And there are things that you want to change. You always have the power to change them, you know. Obviously, there are certain things you can be. I think sometimes people take that shit a little bit too far. Because, because you can get any fucking part of your body enhanced. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas be getting calf and ham enhancements.
Dr. Miami going crazy.
Yeah, man.
The nigga, Bandman Kevo just got just got a motherfucking
Yeah,
six pack.
I did hear he got some lipo.
That nigga got some lipo. That nigga got on TV and said, "I got lipo because my bitch was cheating on me." I said, "Buddy, these new niggas is a nigga. Once you get there, your bitch gonna cheat on you after that six pack. She gonna
the six pack is not gonna help.
These bitches just gonna break bad on you regardless. Listen, women, no disrespect. And I know I know Rail got a lot of female listeners, but y'all break bad. Y'all break bad on a nigga first. Like, y'all really the slickest cheaters out there.
Oh, man.
Listen,
man.
I know they
tell it like a T.I. is, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to chop this up and you might want to use this as clickbait. But ladies, we know y'all pulling that trigger first. Like, y'all slicker than the grease weasel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like, I know how this shit going, so I would never get anything enhanced because my woman broke bad on me.
Yeah,
it was really expected. Like,
it would. I remember seeing that, man, and that was definitely like, bro, what?
What are you doing?
Yeah, man, and like I said, and so that the logic, like the
look,
logic is flawed.
And your shit look weird,
right? Yeah,
nigga, you look like a G.I. Joe figure, bro. Oh, ass.
Yeah,
tweaking.
And it's kind of crazy, man, because it's indicative of like just the times where everybody wants like instant gratification. Yeah. Right. Everybody wants to work for it. Don't nobody want to work for it. Everybody just wants it right now. Everybody wants to do it right now. And they don't want to wait a long time. And the fact of the matter is, especially if you're already fat, it's gonna take a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna take some consistency.
Yeah, it's gonna take some consistency. It's gonna take some grinding, man. Yeah. And
2024 Larro, I'm coming six pack though.
Six pack.
Straight out of LA Fitness.
Straight out of LA Fitness.
My calisthenics.
You ain't going to Dr. Miami.
No, I ain't going to Dr. Miami. I'm pulling up. I'm pushing up.
Yeah, man. You know all that shit. Get your cardio in.
Yeah, I'm squats. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing 20, 30 minutes of cardio. I'm doing this shit the right way.
But you know, it don't none of that shit matter if you don't eat right.
You gotta, ladies and gentlemen, you have to push away from that table.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm learning. Yeah, that's the most important thing, man.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Well, we gonna have to push away from here, man. This has been real, brother. I appreciate you, man. You definitely the flyest nigga that's ever been on my show.
I mean, word to the royal blue luxurious couch we sitting on.
The royal blue luxurious motherfucking couch.
You know, it was only right.
Yeah, and once again, man, shout out to my man U.G.L.Y, who's letting us record on this beautiful couch in this space, man, surrounded by all this wonderful artwork. Definitely come down and check it out, man, in the Connect Gallery. It's right there in Harper Ct in the corner, man. It's going to be here all the entire month of February. We're going to record a few more times in here, man. And the art is for sale. He's selling shit. He got merch. He got clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got, like, just a lot of stuff, man. And it just really just, if you want to just come down and check it out, it's a really thought-provoking pieces. You got quotes all over the walls, man. Some of it's going to make you think. Some of it's going to make you laugh your ass off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's just a lot of nostalgia in here, man. It's just a really, 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 really cool installation. Definitely come down and check it out. What do you have a name for this? Like,
yes, it's the Mak Blagic Experience.
The Mak Blagic Experience.
That shit fire.
It's the best fucking name you could ever have.
No
This
doubt.
is the best shit I've ever heard. Have you ever heard anything better than that?
Nothing better. Like, I think I came close to it with Black on Black Peace.
Black on Black.
That's what I want to see more of, though, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
I want to see more Black on Black Peace.
Absolutely, man. Black love, Black peace.
Self-love.
Black everything.
Self-awareness.
Yeah, in this Black History Month.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? We got to fade to black. We got to get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But once again, thank you to my guests, the one and only, the incomparable International Larro.
And, I'll leave y'all with this. Some of my future customers. Introverts coming soon.
Yes, sir.
All
right. Till next time, man. I always appreciate everybody taking the time to view my content. There's so much out there. You never have to actually view mine. So if you actually take the time to do it, I always want to show my appreciation, say thank you, continue to do so. Like, subscribe, share, all that jazz, man. And until next time, peace.